In this video, I'm going to talk about some of the improvements to WhirlyGlobe 2.1 related to large image dataset paging. And to do that, I'm going to use some of the new MapBox tiles examples. This particular dataset is their terrain example, and it's a really nice combination of styling, OpenStreetMap data, and relief for the elevation. Now you can see they've embedded the word example in all over the place. So this is not something that you would use in a shipping app. You would actually need to pay them to use it in a shipping app, which is something I find myself explaining to people a lot more than I'd expect. Anyway, there are a couple of big changes in WhirlyGlobe 2.1, and the first one is the interaction model. It used to be that you could interact with the globe at this level, kind of at the high level. You could even zoom in a ways and interact with it kind of at the mid-level, but it wasn't really designed for all the way down. So if you zoom all the way into Paris, for example, here, it got kind of weird down at that level. And that has been true since WhirlyGlobe 1.0. So one of the big improvements was to make the interaction models, the gestures, consistent all the way up here, down in the mid-range, and then all the way down to the highest level of detail we can display. And it's now more consistent. So the momentum you see, the drag, all the usual sort of interactions are all pretty well optimized at these different levels of detail. And they'll be consistent. So the user will feel that they're acting pretty much the same, even though physically, obviously, we're moving the Earth at different rates. But it feels pretty consistent. So that's a big change there. In addition to the gesture changes, I've also made a large number of changes to the low-level quad tree paging system that's responsible for displaying imagery. Now the reason for this is that I've had clients who are really pushing what's possible with WhirlyGlobe 2.0. Let's take a look at the sort of data set that they might use. I have a number of users who are using a lot of imagery data sets, and they might get them from Google or Bing, or in this case they could use MapBox as well. Now this MapBox dataset is a really nice combination of satellite imagery and labels and roads and points of interest and that sort of thing. And it's great fun to play with. Now this particular dataset is an example, so it's one they've been kind enough to give me the URL for. But it's not something you'd ship in a commercial app. Again, you would need to pay them, set up an account and pay them the monthly fee to actually use this sort of thing. And these are not cheap to provide, and if you think about how much data we're just going through in this quick video, it's kind of amazing. In any case, it's a great data set, and it really shows off some of the changes to the low-level paging system. Mostly these were related to efficiency and speed, so you're really only limited by the latency of your network connection. If you've got a good network connection, the system will page data in really quick. It's using multiple streams at the same time. It's pretty aggressive about getting rid of stuff when it's done, so the memory usage is really nice. And it's just generally more efficient. You see we're getting about 30 frames a second on this example app, and that's pretty good. So let's take a look at kind of where the data ends here. They've got good data for the continental US, but outside of that they're still filling in the gaps, and in those gaps you'll get OpenStreetMap streets and things like that. So these changes are available in WhirlyGlobe 2.1, and again, these are the MapBox tiles datasets that are available with MapBox accounts. And I think they make a great combination, so give them a try.